they come together, because if you do the first thing, the second thing comes naturally, right? So if you love yourself, if you work on yourself, if you go inwards, you do your shadow work, you do your inner work, you find your authentic self within, the second thing becomes natural. And the second thing is that my second advice, if you are on a search of that soulmate, don't jump into things. Don't jump into things. I mean, jumping into things always comes from a place of ego, because it's the ego that feels urgency. It's the ego, it's the human part of us that wants it now and wants it already, because it's afraid that maybe it's too late and maybe I'm already old. The soul has no urgency, right? Because the soul understands the true meaning of life. So when you come from a place of soul, because you've loved yourself enough, you don't jump into things, right? And I always give this advice to you guys, those of you who look for soulmates. Don't force things. Allow them to flow. Don't go with a new person from a 0 to 100. Within the first weeks, if not months, we're already sleeping together. We're already calling ourselves couple. We're already making plans. No. Give yourself time, those first months, to get to know someone as a friend, as a human being, without the loving chemistry of the exchange of, your sacral energy. So intimacy, it completely changes everything. Get to know this person as a friend. Who are you? Can I count on you? Are you actually in alignment with me? Can I continue to live my life the way I was living my life, loving myself, following my passion? And can you fit into that world and I fit into yours perfectly? Because if we jump into things too soon, we're already together, we're already dating, we're already living together, we're already sleeping together within the first months, it changes literally. I've done a raw sessions about this recently. You guys, if this is really your collective, if this whole part resonated, you should watch that. Go to my profile. There's going to be raw sessions, and I've done sort of a follow-up session to that. People have no idea how physical intimacy influences our body, our energy body, our energy points, especially our sacral and our heart, because this is how the divine flow sort of goes. I've explained this in this video. And our physical body, it changes. You're literally exchanging fluids, energy, traumas with another person that you don't know. And you carry that with you up to 1 freaking year. Even if you sleep with someone one time, it will change how you see things subconsciously. You're not going to know that, especially people who don't realize that this process happens. You will feel the energy of this person, the traumas of this person. You will have their energy with you, their energy within you, especially women, especially souls in feminine, female vessel, right? So once you start doing that without you knowing, it's the subconscious mind that will blend, and with that person you'll be confused and you will crave to push things. This is how we enter karmic relationships. So just relax. What's the rush? If you really want to spend, this is what I'm not understanding. If you really are searching for a soulmate, for forever mate, forever partner, okay, and you want to spend with someone the rest of your days, and I don't care how old you are, you can be 60, okay? If you want to spend a rest of your days, which is a lot, okay, a lot of days, a lot of minutes, a lot of intimacy, what's with the urgency? What's with the couple of months? And there's so many women that they don't even realize that they jump into intimacy, men as well, because of lack of worthiness. Because if you are offering your body to a stranger man, yikes, it only means that you feel that your body is all that you have to offer. He bought you dinner, he invites you to a place, he was a little bit nice to you, and now what, you have to pay back by giving him your body, your sacred vessel? Oh my God, no, that's not how it works. The fact that as a woman, the fact that I allow you to take me for dinner, that's already, you should be thanking me, okay? Because we are the closest things to God on this earth, and I always explain this to you guys. We sit on a sacred portal that is our womb, that connects us to God, to spirit realm, to source, they should be worshiping us. And the reason things are the way they are is because we've lowered the bar, because our job as women is to be the gatekeepers, okay? So once you love yourself, if you really want to spend the rest of your days with someone, first of all, what kind of logic is that you have to jump into intimacy and now, within the first few months, now? And the second thing, what kind of logic is that? If you think that a man is going to turn around and leave because you're not going to give him your body within the first months of your connection, is that really a man that you want to spend the rest of your life with? What? We should want a partner that is mature, that is responsible, that is respecting us, that is respecting who we are as a person. Not someone that just wants shagging. What kind of logic is that? I mean, if you are in a place that you want that, that's fine. That's your choice, right? But if you're looking for a partnership, that is not how you're going to find it. That is not how you're going to find it. If anything, this is really a true test of a man. There are two tests, okay, that we do with people. One goes especially to men. We say no, and you see how he reacts. A little boy is going to get offended, is going to get personally, he's going to feel like you're disrespecting him. How dare you saying, I'm not your object. I'm not, you don't own me. I have the right to say no to anything. No, I don't want to see you today. No, I don't want to eat in this restaurant. No, I don't want to be intimate with you. Don't touch my coat. What the hell is this? So say no. Because a mature man, a true divine masculine man, understands the value of a woman, right? So that's the first test. And the second test that you do with a person is, as you start, connecting, you tell them, you're not inventing things, obviously, but once it happens, you voice to them that you've hurt me. If they do something that you felt hurt, you felt offended, you didn't feel like it was right, you voice it and you see how they react, because it's the ultimate test of emotional maturity. To say to someone, I didn't like that you said that, you've hurt me, it wasn't nice. Because again, a little boy or a little girl will get offended. What? No, oh my God, you're so sensitive, you're overreacting. Oh my God, I cannot be myself around you. I cannot say things around you because you're so sensitive. And it was nothing, you misunderstood me. Gaslighting. That's what we call gaslighting. A mature, emotionally mature person, whatever they feel, whether you're right or not, they will say, I'm sorry that what I did caused you pain. How about we talk about this? So I understand it better, because it was not my intention, right? Perhaps I didn't even feel that it will cause you pain. So I want to understand where it's coming from, because I want to know you, with your darkness and with your shadow, with your traumas, with everything. Do you know what I mean? Let's do a few more, because I got all channeling, but important for this collective. Important messages for every woman, to be honest. All right. So you now know how to recognize the soulmate and the snake. I've given you all the tools, my girl. All the tools. The dragonfly, that's nice. You're changing, you're transforming, you're understanding all these things. I feel everything that we said, well, it's usually how it works in a collective. Everything resonates, right? As you listen to me, it's like if it's really your collective, a penny drops and you really feel this is your message, right? So it's not like I'm saying something you didn't know. You knew this, but maybe you needed to hear it from the lips of another person. You're changing. You're starting to understand that it was not just evil men, narcissistic men, egoistic men, but it was you. You that allowed these men to treat you this way. You that chose these men. My throat is blocking. And the butterfly. Oh my God, you guys. You have the dragonfly and the butterfly. You're getting out of your cocoon. You're spreading your wings. You're learning. what it really means to be a woman, everything that I said, true divine feminine gatekeeper, I love myself first. And it's really so important. It's something that people don't understand, because people tend to think sometimes that self-love, especially for women, that it's egoistic, right? Because the distorted, wounded patriarchal society teaches us that we're doormats, that we should be there for everyone, for husbands, for children, for everyone, always, us last. No. True core and true essence of the feminine energy within, whether you're man or woman, we all carry both, but the feminine body usually is the one that is designed to drop into the feminine and be led by the feminine energy, right? So the real core of the feminine energy is self-love, because we are the beacons of love. We are here to teach people love, to teach the masculine love, because love is what activates the heart, what activates the bridge between realms, right? And in order to love anyone, you have to love yourself first. I know that people don't fully sometimes understand that, but I oftentimes give this ultimate example with mother and children, right? Mother and daughter, mother and son. You can tell to your child, you are the best, you are amazing, you are smart, you have value, you are beautiful, you deserve the world, you deserve the best. And give them all the words to teach them self-love. But if you don't embody self-love, if you don't love yourself, that child will not have self-love, no matter what you say to them. Because we don't teach people by what we say. We teach what we embody, the frequency that we embody. And people around us, subconsciously, we always, when you are with someone in the same room, we exchange energy constantly, right? So if you don't love yourself, no matter what you say, and then the child is going to see you, crying in front of a mirror, or you're pinching yourself with Botox and saying like, oh my God, and I nothing fits, I look bad and everything. Or they will see and observe you, how you allow your partner treat you, or people treat you as a doormat. They will know that you don't love yourself. So how are you trying to teach me this? Or who are you trying to trick here? The essence of the feminine energy is self-love. You're understanding that. You're changing. You're spreading your wings. I want to do real quick, just another row for this so we can close this. The Phoenix! Shut the front door! Oh my God, this is a huge transformation to this person, for this collective. We have camera that's on top of that snake, so I feel you are yeah, baby, coffin woods, that is dead. Okay, I feel you've changed enough to know that you would never find yourself in the situations that you put yourself in the past. It's just like this is this moment when there's no coming back, there's no stepping back, right? But you still have to figure out certain things before you move forth, right? So with that camera, I feel you may be reminiscing right now, looking back, really analyzing your past relationships, the moments with the snake person. How did I allow this? And it's great because you've switched your mentality. You no longer sit in this place of this person did this and it was their fault. You're actually seeing everything that I said in this reading, right? So you're starting to take accountability and understand that you are the master of your fate through how you love yourself and through choices you make for yourself every day. You teach people how to treat you. You allow certain things or you don't allow certain things, okay? And certain things for you in the past are already gone. What's dead, it's dead. It's not going to return. You would never put yourself in the same situation. However, what I'm hearing for this collective, because we have this Cupid's arrow, I feel there is a bit of an urgency. I feel you want to love. You want to be in a relationship. You're not giving yourself enough time to finish this transformation. And when people do that, right? So sometimes every karmic relationship carries multiple lessons, right? So many people, they still come from a place of urgency. So they learn one lesson. They transform a little bit, but then they jump into the next relationship too soon. Okay, they jump into the next relationship too soon and they repeat all the other lessons. Okay, they repeat all the other lessons. because they're not allowing themselves this time because of this urgency. What is like really, what's the urgency? Chaser. Wounded energy. Chaser. You're chasing something still. What's the urgency? Give yourself a minimum. I always say this, a minimum. After a relationship that was long, that was painful, that made you realize certain things, minimum of 1 year on your own. When you're not dating anyone, you're not talking to anyone, you're not flirting, you're not using any ridiculous apps, not that you should in the first place, right? But you, yourself, and you. Healing. Getting to know you. Loving you. Showing up for you. Understanding what it means. The feminine or the masculine, whatever that is for you, right? Whether you're a man or a woman. All right. Let's do tarot. But what I'm thinking, I want to confirm your energy, and then we're going to do a little bit of guidance. But I do want to confirm your energy because you are changing, you are transforming, but there's still certain things that I'm not necessarily like. A Chariot at the bottom of the deck, which suggests that you do have some sort of a you would want to be, and it's fine, it's beautiful, right? But again, remember what I said. Coming from a place of lack, coming from a place of longing, wanting, we're only going to make a shoe fit. What's the energy for this collective? 7 of Inspiration. That's beautiful. Specifically in this deck, it's coming out of the darkness. It's breaking through. It's breaking free. It's breaking your own barriers. It is, 7 of Inspiration also carries the energy of boundaries, and it's going to be important to understand for this collective, and I ramble about this to you guys all the time. Whenever someone comes to me and one of your goals is to work on your boundaries, I always say, don't work on your boundaries. Boundaries is a natural byproduct of self-love and authenticity. When you learn to love yourself fully, when you release your ego and you allow your authentic true self, the vibration of a soul to emerge, boundaries are a natural sort of a energetic shield that is created as a byproduct of self-love. It doesn't even cost you anything, any effort to put boundaries with people, because it's given. It's right. So that's, let's say that situation, you go out on a date with someone, whether that's a date or 2 or 3 days, and that person wants intimacy. They're sort of forcing that onto you. They try to manipulate. They try to make, some people say those ridiculous things that, oh, if we're not compatible, we can't. What? So you want to spend the rest of your days with me and date free? You want to see if we're compatible? How about we check if we're compatible emotionally first, if we're compatible on the intelligence level, okay? I'm looking for a partner for my entire life. I'm allowed to give it a few freaking months, right? So if you are someone who you don't fully love yourself, and it's like you know that you shouldn't be doing this, something within you, it's that intuition that we started with, is saying to you, no, I shouldn't be doing it. But it costs you a great deal of effort to say no. You feel almost bad. You feel almost like you're offending this person by putting in a boundary, right? When you truly love yourself, okay? When you truly love yourself, you sit there, and the fact that that man even has the audacity to offer that after seeing you a couple of times, bad birdie, okay? I'm not gonna, boundaries is not something that you're forced to over-explain. I'm not gonna explain myself to anyone. I just said no. What is it that you're not understanding, Barry? Okay? That's true boundaries. And it comes from self-love. It comes from self-value. It comes from understanding that I have done so much work on my spirit, on my soul, on my mind, on my body. I am amazing. And being in my presence is a reward, okay? To have access to my body, to my energy, to my sacral energy, that for a true divine feminine, it is our power. My friend, it is a privilege. It is a privilege that you're not going to get after a couple of dinners and a few dates. Who do you think you are? Please. I think this collective, it's like you're needing this big sister advice. That's why spirit is getting fierce through me. All right, what else is in your energy? Woo. Okay, we have Muse of Inspiration, which is the King of Wands, which is actually nice. Kings are very mature energy. So I feel like this collective, you've already learned on some level. Maybe you don't fully yet embody it. Maybe you don't fully yet understand it like 100%. But I feel, remember we had that passion. I feel you've learned a lot about passion. That passion is something that between true soul connection, you will always understand. And it's in the relationship, it's always indication. If you are with someone and there's no true passion, and by passion I mean that literally every cell of your body craves the other cell of the body of the other person. And I don't just mean intimacy. I mean their scent, the touch of their skin, how they move, how they laugh. It's like your muse. You're inspired by them, and not just for intimacy, but to be better, it's passion. Passion is, it's not just intimacy, it's the awakened passion for life within you, to see things, it really in more positive way. That if it's not present, it means that it's not a soul connection, it's a karmic connection. And you would understand that. I feel this collective, you did learn the difference between passion and between lust. You have a more mature outlook on passion, right? However, with the Seven of Voices, I'm afraid that the betrayal that we talked about, whether you know it or not, it's still in your energy. You haven't healed that completely. If I am here to give you advice, I would advise you, whether you already work with a shadow worker, with a healer, if you feel guided to sign up for a session with me, link is always in my bio. But whoever you work with, or at this point, some people sometimes need months or years of preparation to step onto these kind of sessions because they're intense, right? So if you're working on your own through journaling, through contemplation, self-work, however you do your work, right? Focus on that betrayal. Really break down. Save that part when I read through what betrayal is. Really make sure you understand that. Understand where it comes from that people betray. Understand where it comes from that people accept betrayal. Okay? Really break it down, because you will need to heal that. It's not yet healed. You will never, like I said, you will never find a beautiful soulmate relationship if you will have a shred of this, because you will sooner or later, in moments of distress or from the very beginning, project this onto another person. If we have unhealed betrayal within, we always project it onto our partner. So you're going to be overly jealous, or you're going to have control issues, or you're going to have trust issues. You're going to have fear of true commitment, fear of true vulnerability. You're always going to have a part of you that is not accessible for that partner. And in true partnership, you cannot have a part of you that is not accessible for your counterpart. So heal that. Make sure we heal betrayal. First is the understanding, as I said to you guys, where it's coming from on both ends, people who betray and people who were betrayed. And then it's forgiveness. But I always also say this, when we talk about forgiveness, and when I work through forgiveness with my clients, I always say forgiveness is as well a byproduct. When you start to understand where the certain thing come from, what was done to you, right? In this case, betrayal, where it comes from, why a person betrays, why a person accepts betrayal, what is the mechanism of betrayal, right? And you heal that within you. You heal within you what caused you to accept that betrayal. I promise you, forgiveness will be natural byproduct. Because ultimately, to let go, you will have to forgive this person, understanding that it was a lesson, it had to happen. It was a soul contract that you had. What is it to forgive? Your soul signed a contract with this person for them to do this to you. And then forgive yourself that there was a part of you that accepted that. One more for your first row. I'm looking at these foxes. Maybe foxes are important for this collective. Maybe your spirit animal. Beautiful animal. Deeply misunderstood. Foxes are the best. They're loyal for life. Such a bad fame they have. Hanged Muse. Hanged Muse, which is the Hanged Man. I do feel in this energy, I feel you are in between. Right? You are in the midst of your metamorphosis. That's why I said to you, this collective, that you're wanting to rush a little bit more, a little bit too soon into that next chapter. And I get that you would want that. We all crave love. We really do. Who wouldn't want to be in a beautiful, destined, soul tie sort of a relationship full of love and passion and adventures? Who wouldn't want to be? If someone says they don't, it's because they're wounded. Betrayal wound, fear of commitment, fear of vulnerability, avoidance, you name it. But deep down, we all crave it. It's amazing. It's amazing to be able to share this human experience with a soul that is our soul family, that we can be best friends and best lovers and best buddies and just, have joint passions and understand each other with no words and have this passion with each. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But people think that when they search and when they push, they're going to find it faster, and they actually prolonging it. You can go ahead right now, and finding a partner, any partner, it's not really that difficult. When you're going to go out in a bar, you're going to get yourself a boyfriend with how men are these days, right? And then you can do this and you can switch and say that you're trying and you're searching, but it's not going to help. It's only going to create more trauma, more karmic lessons. Why? Sometimes taking a step back, it's what will really help us to make that leap forth. Do you know what I mean? By desperately searching, people think that we have to run and search for things. And in reality, we just need to adjust our antennas, which is our true frequency, by releasing the ego, by healing. And these things will just effortlessly find us when the time is right. Come on. 7 of Inspiration. We have Queen of Inspiration. That's really beautiful. This is the fierce queen. This is the dark queen. This is the one that has boundaries. This is the one that knows what she wants. So you're stepping into that energy, into your fierce feminine energy. You're learning to love yourself, to put in boundaries, that you have right to say no. Page of Materials. That's actually good because we're doing your energy, right? We're doing your energy. I feel deep down this collective, to be honest, especially with this Page of Materials, I feel deep down, that it's small steps, big accomplishments, right? Slow and steady wins the race. That you have to take things slow with people. That you have to allow yourself to ease into someone's energy, really feel into their energy. That you have the right to to cultivate friendship first. I think all these things. I think that one of the shadows that you had, that maybe you had the tendency to, jump from 0 to 100, really jump into relationships without really thinking. Maybe you associated that with passion. But now that true mature passion has nothing to do with recklessness, has nothing to do with decisions that are taken under pressure, without the readiness, without listening to the true intuition. So slow and steady, which is good. I like that. We have 8 of Emotions and 5 of Emotions. Again, this is moving away, this is letting go, this is releasing, and that's on top of that betrayal. So double confirmation, release that betrayal, work on that betrayal, to really let that go, to really understand that, because there's still sadness within you. sadness that you haven't healed, and it's going to keep you stuck if you don't really feel that, if you don't allow yourself. It's coming to my mind as well, and it's a common mistake within people as they exit relationships that were hurtful and that were